Hello friends, welcome to GS Core, and this is our one day one answer initiative. Through this particular initiative, for those of who do not know about it, through this initiative what we try to do is we provide you approach to write answers to a particular thing. We also demonstrate how that approach is helpful through a PYQ of UPSC, and then we also provide you with a practice question. You have to write answer to that practice question, uh, and practice question will be provided you through the link that will be in the comment section. You have to provide answer to the practice question again on the link that is provided in the comment section. Then the faculties of GS Core, what we will do is we will provide you evaluation of your copy on our Telegram group. So there will be discussion of your answers on the Telegram group. All right, so I hope you will be taking benefit out of it. So today's subject is internal security and today's topic is Naxalism. Okay, so if we take into consideration Naxalism, so what are the basis on which the questions are asked? First and foremost, it is one of the favorite topics of UPSC. Every year you can expect question on it, though this year question had not appeared, but otherwise every year you can basically expect question on it. The question that I have taken is from 2022. We'll go to the question also, but before that, more or less what is asked with respect to Naxalism. So if I have to take into consideration, if I have to analyze what is asked with respect to Naxalism, the first thing that they do is they ask you reasons. Why has Naxalism risen in India, and why, despite of so many efforts, it has been able to sustain? It has obviously come down, the activities have obviously come down, but Naxalism has been able to sustain itself in some small pockets of India. Okay? So reasons of that kind will be asked. So obviously, what you have to do is you have to take into consideration if parameters of reasons have to be considered now. So obviously the reasons will lie in social factors, economic factors, political factors, and developmental factors. Also, one more factor can be added up if you want to broaden your horizon of understanding Naxalism. I will write it over here, and that is international relations of India. So Naxalism has been one of those aspects or issues in India which has been known to be supported by neighboring countries. So that also can be included in the reason. Remember, with respect to reason, what has UPSC now been doing is it has been specific to a particular type of reason. Or it will ask you couple of reasons, issues related to couple of reasons. So with respect to all the reasons, with respect to all parameters of reasons, you have to basically know pointers related to it. You have to be aware of pointers related to it. Now when it comes to the other aspect which is important from answer point of view, which basically is important from answer point of view, don't worry about this, we will discuss it while discussing the questions. Now we will discuss the reasons, so don't worry about it. So what has to be the response to Naxalism? This is second parameter of your answer. Okay. Again, what could be seen is you have to provide counter to the reasons. In way forward or win responses, now you have to provide counter to the reasons. So you have to provide, if there is a social issue, then how that particular social issue will be countered. So way forward mein more or less the issues that you are stating na, uska specific counter to that specific issue has to be provided by you, and in some cases you have to move beyond that. Okay, counter or response cannot be limited to the problem. Okay, it cannot be limited to the problem. You have to think beyond the problem, and you have to see to it that new problem with respect to such issues do not come up, because of which Naxalism is able to sustain itself even more. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. Responses mainly are dependent upon problems. They are solution to problem, but with respect to responses, now you have to go and look into what could be potential problems and then nip them in the bud. That is the thing. Lastly, it is current affairs. Questions of Naxalism more or less appear when there is an attack on security forces by Naxalites, or there is attack on tribals by Naxalite, or in some cases government has come up with a policy, or there has been an operation against Naxalite. Okay. So it is correlated to current affairs most of the times, not always, most of the times it is correlated to current affairs. What I would suggest you basically is whenever the question depends upon current affairs now, or it is because a certain event has taken place, integrate that particular event in your answer. You will do that, I have no doubt with respect to it. I have seen improvement in your answer writing from the day we started, so I am quite confident you will be able to do it. If still there is problem as to how the same has to be done, we will see it right now, we will see it, don't worry. So this basically are the three aspects, ठीक है, on which the question will come. Naxalism के question में there will be reasons asked, there will be responses that will be asked, and then there will be integration of current affairs. Now when you write about Naxalism, now again I will say, wherever possible, not jabardasti, but wherever possible, include this particular one liner of Dr. Manmohan Singh. He had said Naxalism is the biggest internal security threat that India faces. ठीक है, because it came from a former prime minister and it came from Manmohan Singh when he was actually the prime minister of India. So this particular this one liner becomes very important for you. Use it carefully, don't use it indiscriminately. Now let us go to the question. Now let us basically go to the question. So if I take into consideration the question is very simple actually. Naxalism is a social, economic and developmental issue manifesting as a violent internal security threat. Alright. In this context, discuss the emerging issues and suggest a multi-layered strategy to tackle menace of Naxalism. This question was asked in 2022. What does this question, what is the central theme of the question, or basically what does this question inquire about? First and foremost, the question inquires about reasons of Naxalism. When they are saying issues, social, economic and developmental issues, now they are basically asking you what are the reasons for rise of Naxalism. That is the first thing. Second thing, what they are asking is, what they are essentially wanting you to speak about is the response. Multi-layered strategy पूछा है ना, तो it is response that government of India should take against Naxalism, and they are saying multi-layered. ठीक है, obviously what it means is the strategy has to look into various sectors first and foremost, and it also should take into consideration different level of governments, different levels of government. Different layers of government. That's it. इतना ही चाहिए. Okay. So if I had to start with this answer, what I will basically do? So I will start by, as I told you last time also, in the last discussion also I had stated, start with the definition. It is if the question is of 15 marks, please start with the definition. So what basically is Naxalism? If I had to define Naxalism, I will give you the pointers for it. You can use it in your answers. Naxalism basically is a left wing ideology oriented towards Maoism, which finds violent overthrow of Indian political structure, or Indian polity, you can write, of Indian polity. For what purpose? As a solution to problems of marginalized sections in India, especially tribals. Problems of marginalized sections in India, especially tribals. So this basically are the four components of the definition. This you have to write, and there you have to maintain. Rise and sustenance of Naxalism. Rise and sustenance of Naxalism has been the product of social, economic and developmental challenges which have to be done away with for finally eliminating the devil of Naxalism. finally eliminating the evil of Naxalism. Khatam ho gaya. This is your introduction. This basically is your introduction. Then what is the question? The question relates then to social, economic and developmental factors. You have given the glimpse of social, economic and development factors in your introduction. Now go and specify them. Okay, mention them specifically. So what I will do over here, what I will basically do over here is, I will start with one particular factor, and the first factor that I will take into consideration is of course social factor. Social factor. In social factor, what do we see? We see that tribals are most marginalized because of their marginalization. What basically we see the attitude of tribals towards, at least some tribals, not all of them, that being of violent repercussion, okay, towards the government and the people of India. Second is tribals, as they have become more and more marginalized, or as they are most marginalized, evil practices like untouchability have been practiced upon them. Untouchability have been practiced upon them. Also, what do we see with respect to tribals, with respect to their connection with Naxalism? What do we also see is their practices, religious practices and customs are looked down upon. Their practices and customs are looked down upon, resulting into tribals getting agitated towards government and people of India. So this basically is about social factors. So we see marginalization of tribals, we see their untouchability being followed against them, we see their practices and customs not given importance or not given respect. All right. In terms of economic factors, if I take into consideration economic factors, then what are they? First and foremost, what we have observed with respect to tribals is land alienation over the period of time. So land is, or else you can say forest land, is root to their survival, and over the period of time that particular source of their survival has been taken away from them, and they have not been made part of this decision making. It basically has resulted into tribals being made landless, and therefore a growing discontent has been observed with respect to them. Also, when it comes to economic factors, now if they are displaced from the land, their economic opportunities after being migrants becomes limited. So economic opportunity limited as they become migrants. Also, because their economic opportunities have become limited, what we see amongst them is large scale unemployment. With respect to tribals, in economic factors, this can basically work in economic and social factors also. Their exploitation by moneylenders, forest officials, it basically is also source of their discontent. Exploitation by moneylenders and to an extent by government officials is also source of their discontent. So this may fall in both social and economic factors. Now if you take into consideration developmental reasons, Developmental challenges. The first developmental challenge is, of course, not knowing. Basically, the first developmental challenge with respect to Naxalite area or tribal areas is from the point of view of government not basically knowing what has to be provided to the tribal. Okay. And this particular problem arises, this particular challenge arises from the fact that grassroots democratization has not happened in this area. There is lack of political representation which can convey discontent or regards of the tribal towards government of the state or government of the center. This is the first reason. This basically is the first reason. Second reason is from the point of view of lack of political will. Lack of will for the purpose of providing welfare to the tribals. Now this lack of will appears to a large extent because of two reasons. First is tribals are scattered, and hence in many areas of the country, not in all areas, but in many areas of the country, we do not see tribals getting along or becoming a vote bank as such in many constituencies. Okay, they are in small pockets in many parts of a particular state or 3 or 4 states. Okay, there is a possibility that tribals become a strong political strength, but then this is limited to some areas only. So because they are not in a way okay, politically or vote wise that important, political will to perform or provide them with welfare has been limited. That particular thing has been limited. Okay. Third is, even if welfare has been provided, we see corruption as a major issue with respect to welfare that have been provided. We see corruption as a major issue with respect to welfare that has been provided. There is lack of governmental system. There is lack of governmental apparatus. Lack of governmental apparatus when it comes to the tribal regions of the country. So this has led to discontent. These basically are the challenges. Related to tribal areas of the country with respect to the areas in which tribal dominate, and therefore that discontent has been utilized by Naxalites, and therefore what we see is Naxalism being sustained in India. It has dropped, but it being sustained in India. It has dropped, that you have to mention in the answer. You have to also showcase that these are the reasons because of which it rose, and now it is getting sustained. Even if there is drop in the numbers, it is getting sustained. Now moving to multi-layered strategy. What will be the multi-layered strategy? Dekho, as a civil servant, now your strategy should be oriented towards development first. Your strategy basically should be oriented towards development first. Okay? So you have to basically mention issues like community engagement, making tribal way of life, bringing tribal way of life to the mainstream so that people might appreciate it, people might respect it. This will lead to, now use this particular term, winning of hearts and minds. Remember this acronym, winning of hearts and minds of the tribals. So this basically has to be your first orientation. Second orientation with respect to addressing socio-economic issues is obviously providing skill development, educational facilities, third, job opportunities. To the tribals. Okay. Also, what has to be done is, remember the basic philosophy of Indian government towards tribal since 1947 has been, it is their choice whether they want to live with their practices or join the mainstream or both. Okay. So you have to showcase in your answer this particular strategy. You have to also mention in this particular strategies. This strategy was also spoken in the Constituent Assembly, where it was stated it is up to tribals to join the mainstream or not join the mainstream, or keep the balance between mainstream and their culture. Okay, so that has to be mentioned. What we are doing here is we are providing them an opportunity to this methods. Another way, more importantly, is providing titles to their land or land ownership or certainty with respect to forest land. Certainty with respect to forest land. Also, what is important is strict implementation of PESA wherever the same has been provided, and where it is not provided, possibilities for implementing it should be enhanced. We also have to make sure that suitable surrender and rehabilitation policy for those Naxals who have given up their ideology should be provided. Okay, they should also be provided with skill development. They should also be provided with an opportunity through which their economic engagement or economic development could happen. Now, coming to another aspect with respect to doing away with Naxalism, it would bring in issues like use of security forces. So you have to maintain that security forces may be used, but its use should be at the minimum. It also requires coordination. If security forces are to be used, then it would require first and foremost coordination between union and state, and between states themselves, between union and states and between states themselves. Okay. What also has to be mentioned in the course of the answer, is specific strategies related to tribal. For example, Samadhan strategy. What is Samadhan? Smart leadership, aggressive strategy, motivation and training, actionable intelligence, and dashboard. Okay. So Samadhan strategy basically has to be provided for the tribals. Other than that, you may also mention national policy and action that has been adopted for integrated, holistic and multi-pronged methodology for the purpose of doing away with the problem of Naxalism. One more thing that you have to mention in your answer, and you must mention this, that is aspirational district program, in which the most backward districts of the country is infected by Naxalism are taken into consideration, and development is basically provided to those particular districts. So developmental strategies mention specific schemes in them. So this was basically with respect to Naxalism. What I will want you is, once you watch this particular approach, as you are done watching this particular approach, I will want you now to write answer on the question provided, so that we will discuss upon it, and that will lead to a sustained and efficient outcome over the period of time. It will provide you something concrete, and hence I want you to write. Okay, UPSC ka padhai is not based just on learning and understanding. It is also based upon, and more importantly, it is also based upon what you reflect and how you reflect after you have studied and understood a particular concept. So let us see. I expect you all to write. Please do it. We are here to help you, whatever the issue might be. Thank you so much.